Hello everyone. Harry and Meghan get weird in Colombia. It's actually a bit funny and redundant to talk about Meghan and Harry's weirdness because in reality, they never have normal. If they weren't weird, that would be abnormal. They keep making up crazy stories. And I heard Meghan's expensive new outfit is being criticized. I can only sigh. She probably will never see the light because Meghan is a country bumpkin by nature. They are attempting to fool you. They're attempting to trap you. Be cautious. They're releasing images by R12. Don't use such photos, and I will not use them. Okay, look at this. Speaking of fantastic photographs, this one immediately sprang to mind when I saw it. Meghan is demonstrating her Brazilian to Colombia. You guys, pull out your bingo cards, because she's at it again, flaunting herself. See you next Tuesday in Colombia, and the vice president is already annoyed. So, the lady in white is the one who purportedly invited them. I don't trust anything I've read about them, so who knows, but she apparently invited them. I can't be bothered with the details because this is simply a vacation. So she is the lady who invited them on vacation. Okay, she is showing off everything. At the very least, she's trying to hide it with her hand. But here you may see it. Isn't this the same outfit she wore in Nigeria? It's just the same silhouette. Even if it's not the same dress, right? I mean, different pattern, same silhouette. I mean, I can't get enough of my crotch. So let me chop off some from my boobs as well. Let's see how much I can exhibit here throughout this trip. If you're considering about getting one for yourself, the dress costs $2,000. Yes, it's still hazy, I apologize, but you get the concept. You'd notice she was sitting among school children. This is her expression when she isn't using youngsters as props. She has no use for them and can't keep it off her face. Clearly thrilled to be there and enthusiastic. This is the expression you make when someone, I'm not sure. Again, I don't believe anything they say. Yet someone offers you a free vacation. This is the face you make. Meghan, you make me feel really welcome. What nasty villain am I thinking about here? I kept wondering, is it like a Star Wars villain? Is it like, who is the nasty lady in Puzzle who trapped Rapunzel up in a tower? Not sure, but I get horrible villain thoughts. And the extreme shoulders don't help. I know she enjoys showing off her shoulders. What doesn't she like about herself, right? Loves to flaunt those things. But wow, I'm just not trying to be negative. I'll add that this is the only one of her clothes that I don't dislike. Will I wear it to school? No, I would not. But anyway, it's all right. I assumed it didn't have a back. It appeared to be a halter neck. But then I noticed the back. It appears to have a back. But hey, there's my positivity. But man, that look, even the kid's expression, tells me a lot. She looks like a beam of sunlight. Yeah, so they went to, I don't know, the National Center for the Arts and some kid's school. Again, I'm not worried with such stuff. They'll self-promote. This isn't a royal tour. This isn't a tour. Who are they meant to represent? Nobody. So, instead, I'll make fun of these two fools on vacation. You know, the Sidley twins had commented about how joyful Harry looked, but zoom into any of his photos. I believe he is over it. He's not sure what to do with himself. I wonder if it's wearing off. I am fixated on that. Jane, and believe me, he sucks too. I'm not saying, oh, poor Harry. I hope he gets out. No, I mean appreciate the nightmare you've created for yourself. But the Jane Polly incident helped put things in perspective. Wow, he's smiling there, yet he's not smiling much in these photos. But, well, there's one coming up when he appears enraged. I'll look for that one for you, too, but Jane Polly kind of sealed it. He sounded angry in Nigeria, and I'm interested how this will play out. She seemed to be flashing off her wealth and trophies to strangers. So I assumed she was attempting to pick up guys. Who knows? And there he is, looking great. I am very happy and in love. What exactly does the phrase, find someone who looks at you like this, mean? Oh, thank you for having us, Colombia. I wonder whether Colombia is still regretting its decision. Time to vote. If you think Colombia regrets inviting Meghan, comment number 1. And if you don't think so, comment number 2. In my opinion, to be honest, Colombia is still regretting its decision. This is simply too hilarious. She seemed to have left some bronzer at home. So there's that. Or perhaps she hasn't gotten it out yet. I do not know. Yeah, there's so much nonsense going on that I'm not sure how much this costs. I do not care. Let us see what happens here. Oh, the ridiculous outfit I just showed you, which slipped up to her waist and belly button. That one was $2,000, and they're alleging that she wore an ambiguous Cartier necklace worth around $12,800. Here is an idea, bastards. How about if you pretend this is some kind of, I don't know, tour? I adore that girl's face. Some type of tour. Perhaps don't go too pompous and instead contribute money, support schools, or something like. No, they would never think to do that. 4 days, something like that. So I can only imagine how much money is wasted on this. And yeah, I don't suppose they paid for the trip, but I'm sure she blew an assload with her awful outfit and, well, the stupid diamonds and so on. Let's see what more this delivers. I'll be here laughing at it, of course. Do you suppose she's like, get off me with these kids? By the way, there was already a hilarious tale published about it, in which the kids were described as appearing bored. I'm not sure why that struck me as humorous. These two are clowns. Let's see what they do. I don't care why they are there. They are no longer present in the world in any manner. I'm going to adopt the approach of, let's laugh at the clowns. Who would wear anything like that to school? Who? I mean, no one else around them appears to have changed their attire, but she's performing wardrobe changes and putting on this entire play. Again, slipped up to her navel. It's so ludicrous. I cannot comprehend what Colombia was thinking. I don't believe they were. I discussed it on Patreon, and it's worth discussing here. I have a nice Australian goose or gander, pardon me, who is fantastic. He's on my Patreon. He had left me a note or message indicating that Colombia has been attempting to bring in performers. He mentioned RuPaul's Drag Race as one. As part of this attempt to attract entertainment items, shows are being paid to come film there. So Colombia has some type of link with entertainment. So he speculated, and we're just guessing. Like, I wonder if this is a larger part of Meghan's attempt to, I don't know, strike up some type of entertainment. I thought that was an intriguing notion. You could be onto something. I understand they're on a misinformation tour. So there's that. They seek to silence all of their detractors. So there's that. I mean, what's new? And, honestly, they have nothing else going on. I noticed a camera team in tow, so I'm sure they needed material for whatever they were going to press on us next. Who knows? But, well, shall we take a second to mark our bingo boards? That sounds like a wonderful way to wind things out. Let's look at what they've accomplished thus far. So, right off the beginning, use children as props. Yes, I would say, I believe there's a reason they sat in a circle with those youngsters, so they could take a lot of images and films of themselves saying, look at us, we play with youngsters, our children are small, yet we play with youngsters. We're going to disregard our own children. We're going to talk to your kids. By the way, someone had the wonderful idea of splashing some strawberry jam on the board as markers. I wish I had your name right now. Thank you for the suggestion. Let's do it. We obviously have a mask slip in here. That rage is unmistakable. Let's go ahead and mark it off. Speaking of which, we saw Harry, Meghan, and Fraud agitated or irritated. So we'll mark Harry mad off. Meghan in New York City discovered this. Therefore, we can cross Diana's cosplay off the list. Isn't that freaky? Let us see. What else? Dressed as if you were heading to a gynecological exam, I would think that is completely inappropriately clothed. Let us see. What else? Oh, she let it be known how much her necklace cost, because it is sort of difficult to tell about the necklace. So I'm betting someone in her camp unintentionally released it on purpose. This is fairly excellent. Let's see. They're just on day one. Let us take it slowly. There will be many more absurd things to come. You know, I am thinking of the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. It is the look that does it for me. She's a literal duchess for now, married to a prince, but designers are running for the hills rather than dress her. There should be designer underground, cage death matches over who she'll wear, but the red light duchess makes everything look so trashy that no one will revamp her yacht good chic. I wonder what exactly are they doing there? To promote narcissism, betrayal, and rudeness? Or to promote themselves as supposedly humanitarians, which they're not? Their charity pays them. Never in a million years would you see Catherine wearing a dress with a big split up the middle to an event where she would be sitting down. It's all down to Catherine studying the events in great detail before she attends. Meghan doesn't bother to do any research before she attends, so she never gets it right. Markle dresses in this ridiculous childish way to get herself talked and annoy people. It's all very deliberate. This woman is really very mentally sick. She's starting to look rough around the edges, so it's time to replenish herself. Meghan always dresses half-dressed. That isn't how any true lady doesn't act. After all, for money, for publicity and notoriety. Plus, she wants to show, allegedly, how great they would have done as King and Queen of the Commonwealth if they had the half-in, half-out option they wanted. So all of this is allegedly a look at what you're missing. Considering their behavior, I think the royals are lucky they left. And doubling down on her general unpleasant behavior because she will not be pressured into anything, even if it's for the better. She wants to do the pressuring. She's showing off Harry and milking those titles to the bone. I married a prince. Look at me, worldwide privacy tour. And why would someone who supposedly speaks Spanish like Meghan claims have to use an earpiece to get a running translation? She is so clueless. Most importantly, this might be a bit dark. Those kids looked like they were kidnapping victims. No smiles and almost fear on their faces. I wonder if the Harkles asked the parents for permission to photograph the children. I read something about Princess Diana today. When she visited the children with AIDS in London, she visited with 10 children. Only one family agreed to have their child photographed with her. Princess Di cared about keeping the anonymity of the others. Meghan clearly didn't learn from the criticism she got from the First Lady of Nigeria. I feel they are making fools of themselves. They have no authority and represent no one but themselves, yet act as if they are of importance. If she's 41% Maltese and 43% Nigerian, does this tour mean she's 16% Colombian, which is all that's left? So what about good old USA? There's no percentage left. She abandoned her husband's hometown and now betrayed the place where she was born. Meghan will always be Meghan. Not too surprising. What about you? What do you think about the issues I just discussed with you? Please express them in the comments. Then don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much. Goodbye, and see you again.